Pokemon Legends Arceus, the first, basically kind of open-world Pokemon game. From running around and almost drowning to dodging furious Pokemon who think they're Rathalos, this Pokemon game is vastly different than what we're used to. Arceus is definitely a step in the right direction from the years of standard Pokemon games that we've experienced. But is this the direction the Pokemon Company will take the future of the series? Is this open-world game better than the classic style of Pokemon that we're used to? While there may be some missteps with the game, Pokemon Legends Arceus is extremely fun. It's a break from the normal gameplay that we're used to because it adds a huge world to explore, and Pokemon that literally attack you because they hate your face. I'm pretty sure that's the reason. The developers took a leap I was not prepared for, and I am all about it. We've got actual side quests that involve more than someone asking to catch a Pokemon that you don't care about to trade it for another one that you still don't care about. They've also taken a page out of the Pokemon Go/Let's Go games by making the Mons visible on the Overworld, which I actually like in this game. I feel like it made sense in the mobile app, but I absolutely hated it in Let's Go. Maybe because I was expecting it to be closer to the original Kanto version, but I think the true hate for it came from the fact that we weren't able to battle the wild Pokemon. We were only required to throw Pokeballs at it, which felt pointless. I don't need 3 Pidgeys I accidentally ran into while walking. I do need these 75 Bidoof though. Legends Arceus has fixed this with the additional quests of not only completing the Pokedex, but achieving level 10 research status with each species. And the completionist inside of me keeps telling me that I have to complete every research quest for the Dex because are you actually the best Pokemon researcher out there if you don't? No, you're not. Don't even kid yourself. What lame Pokemon researcher stops with only catching 25 Bidoofs? The overworld visible Pokemon make a lot of sense for an open world concept. I would die if we had to run through tall grass and wait for a random encounter in a situation like this. It would be just a huge world full of nothing, like it already is. If it wasn't for the Pokemon, the environment would be very barren. It just feels a bit empty. I hope this was a design choice that forced us to concentrate on the monsters around instead of a budget cut, because boy oh boy, the world is lacking in nature. Things like rocks, flowers, mountains, none of them really exist. People keep calling Legends Arceus the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon, but the feature that really sets these two games apart is the environment. I felt like I could get properly lost and immersed in Breath of the Wild. I definitely don't get that here. The lack of stuff to look at is 100% the reason, and maybe the trees. They could have tried a little harder on the trees, come on. Maybe they were doing their best to keep the frame rate normal and not completely overload the processing power or lack thereof of the Switch. I'll take smoother gameplay over graphics any day. The Pokemon are actually fun to encounter. Sure, the usual grind is still there, but I'm not encountering Pokemon just to level up my party. I'm doing it for other reasons, like to fill out my research report, which arguably is just as grindy, but at least I can change up my final goal for the battle. Am I trying to catch it, or looking for it to perform a specific move? The variation of the grind is super helpful to keep me engaged and keep me playing. Even the built-in XP share doesn't really faze me. Maybe it's because I've been changing Pokemon so often. I'm not super attached to any of them except my starter, so I don't mind restarting the leveling up process with a new party member. These alpha Pokemon, and frankly the massive number of just plain old Pokemon hanging around the overworld, make the game actually challenging. I feel like Pokemon hasn't been hard since the early generations. I'm sure the inability to turn off XP share is probably the reason for this, but I finally feel like I am out of my league. If everything is too easy, you just end up flying through the entire thing without enjoying it. But I still purchase every Pokemon game that comes out because of nostalgia probably. I'll always want to play them, but I haven't been able to really enjoy myself in a while. Arceus definitely did that right. Maybe I'll eat my words once I clock a few more hours and levels into the game and I become the thing that's out here one-shotting everyone. But until then, I am enjoying myself. I very much enjoyed my time with Arceus, but there are some features, or lack thereof, that I'm not a big fan of. I do miss the classic idea of gyms and excessive trainer battles. I know, I was excited about a change in the game, and now I'm talking about missing classic things, but it's like not having dungeons in Zelda. It's just, there's something missing. Maybe I liked it because you had to change up your strategy with the different Pokemon types the gym leader specialized in. Now we have these frenzied noble Pokemon, which don't get me wrong, I very much enjoy fighting. It's like Pokemon met Monster Hunter and they had a child. I love having to dodge while also throwing these satchels at it. I've only done like 2 battles, and it already is kind of starting to feel repetitive, which is weird since Monster Hunter is far more monotonous, especially if you're like me and only use one weapon until the end of time. I think I was expecting more from it. I'm hoping too much for a lot of change and innovation when I should just be enjoying the game that has been put in front of me. The fact that this is included at all is absolutely insane. Any change up to this 26-year-long formula is a godsend. I know there's like a couple trainer battles, but it's not the same. On top of the lack of trainer battles, there isn't even a way to battle with your friends at the moment. And by at the moment, I mean forever probably. Online battles were the only way to add some difficulty to these past Pokemon games. Now that that's gone, what's left post-game? Shiny hunting, which I have my own issues with, but that's for another time. Sometimes the decisions made behind the scenes baffles me, and this is one of those times. Why can't we connect with others to battle? We can trade with them, so you can't use the technology didn't exist in the year the game was based excuse. There's even a link cable item that you can purchase with merit points. We can even find people's bags mysteriously on our overworld and return their items to them. Connecting with other players is already prevalent throughout the game. Side note, I love going to pick up people's satchels and returning them. It's like an exploration mission that actually has a benefit in-game and kind of in real life. It forces you to explore places that maybe you haven't seen before. Find that Pokemon that you're missing. The ultimate question, can and will the style of Pokemon game be successful? Is Legends Arceus a prototype for how the series will continue, or was it just an experiment to do something different for one installment? My biggest wish and hope is that this turns into some kind of Pokemon MMO. Definitely too high of hopes, I know. But what are they trying to accomplish with these changes? Is there a future to this type of game in the Pokemon world? The answer to this question probably falls within the sales numbers. If Arceus is successful, there's a good chance it'll continue to more installments. Or maybe we'll get both. A normal style Pokemon game that introduces new Pokemon, and a side game that uses said Pokemon in an open world experience. Let's be real, both versions will sell well. We'll have to wait and see what the Pokemon company decides to do. I can't imagine that they'll completely depart from the standard Pokemon games that we've all grown to love. As happy as I am to play and experience Legends Arceus, I'd be disappointed if the normal formula disappeared. I don't think this is the end to classic Pokemon games quite yet. Down the line, it's completely possible. There's definitely a place in the gaming community for Legends Arceus to hold its own, but I don't think everyone is sold. I've heard many who love the classic style kind of staying away from Arceus. But at the same time, it seems like there's many people who have picked up the game that haven't played a Pokemon game before, which explains the massive wall of text tutorials at the beginning of the game. The story is nice, but oh my god, can we just stop for 1 second with the text? I'm not trying to read a book right now. What direction do you want to see in the future of Pokemon? Is this new style your thing, or would you prefer the game to go back to its roots? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!